Shortened barrel. I know what that's like. I mean, what? Today we'll be looking at this bad boy, the brand new Raid Exotic Conditional Finality. Yes, technically I have made a new shotgun video. Don't meme me, bro. I wasn't sure what to expect with this thing, but I'm actually kinda impressed. And about more than just the weapon design. We're gonna talk about this shotty in PvE and PvP, covering the ups and the downs. But real quick, are you a day one raider? And of course by that I mean, are you a Raid Shadow Legends player? It is jam-packed with awesome visuals, loads of powerful champions, challenging PvE and PvP content. You know, looking back at some of my old raid ads on this channel, it's kind of weird to think how much my content has changed and evolved over the years. Back in the day, I was much smaller. My channel, I mean, struggling and number crunching when I could after my day job was over. But real talk, raid sponsorships have actually been huge over the years in supporting my channel. Their sponsoring of my content, and again, I'm being dead honest here, helped me make the jump to full-time content creation, and I will always be grateful for that. Since then, I've only put more love into my own content, and funny enough, so has Raid. Don't forget about the Raid 4th anniversary event. They've got dedicated offers, free gifts, promo codes, events, and a brand new fusion event where you guys can get your hands on an anniversary themed legendary champion. And for Amazon Prime members who just got Genbo, keep an eye out for the next drop with some powerful Savage gear available from March 2nd until March 30th. New players, use my link or scan the QR code right here and get a free starter pack with this cool in-game loot, and thank you again, Raid Shadow Legends. Alright, we back. The exotic shotgun, many of you probably know by now, but here is the deal. It can dish out two different types of damage back to back. The first shot you fire is going to do stasis damage, and the second shot you fire is going to do solar. No other damage types than that though. The gun only has a 2-size magazine. Not sure what the game is smoking by telling you it's got 5. That's just a bold-faced lie. Here's a neat little feature though. If you're just starting to use the gun and can't remember off the top of your head which shot does which type of damage, just look at the reticle on your HUD. When the weapon is ready to fire the stasis round, the reticle is a triangle, and when the weapon is about to fire solar, the reticle is a straight up circle. Kind of a neat little tip of the hat to the in-game lore, by the way, you know? You get it? Stasis is a dark power. The darkness has often been represented visually by a pyramid, and solar is light, often represented by the traveler, which is a circle. You know what I'm talking about. And by the way, that's not just a purely visual thing. I did something I hadn't done in ages, pellet spread testing. The stasis round literally does fire in a purely triangle shape, and the solar round fires in a circle shape. Different predetermined pellet spreads on each shot. Kind of wild. Quick final note on that pellet spread testing, by the way. I feel like I'm going back in a time capsule, but we did some quick one-hit kill testing in a private PvP lobby. We found that most of the time, the triangle pellet spread pattern was actually a tad better and more consistent at locking up one-hit kills from slightly further away. Just a little FYI there from me to you. Moving on, the big fun factor on the shotty. Not only does the gun dish out different types of damage, but if you land enough of your shotty pellets on a target, extra things will happen. If you land almost all of your pellets on a target with a stasis shot, you will freeze, not slow, freeze the target flat out then and there. And if you land almost all of your pellets on a target with the solar shot, you will ignite the target. Question, does that work in PvP? You bet your ass it does, and it's hilarious. Although, most of the time, landing nearly all of your pellets on a target will flat out kill them and do nothing else anyway, it does open up the door to interesting possibilities. Example, you know how Titans in their Ward of Dawn are really beefy and often difficult to challenge without a super or a power weapon? Well, not anymore. Slide in there and give them the old Arctic 2-tap. Freeze with your shotgun shot and melee them to shatter. Done. I should also mention that the freeze and ignite shots synergize with class abilities, just as you would probably hope they would. Example, pair together with a Shadebinder Warlock rocking the Ice Flare Bolt aspect. Go ahead and shoot an enemy with enough pellets to freeze, and you proc the aspect. That right there can lead to some of the most free multi-kills I've ever gotten with a shotgun in the short amount of time I've fiddled around with this gun in PvP. I'm sure most people will tinker with and find ways to also really kick up the shenanigan factor on the solar ignition side too, but the freeze factor in PvP IMO is the clear winner. The salty red cap level sodium angry upcoming trials clips this shotgun will no doubt generate on both Twitch and Twitter will very likely be legendary. My only critique about the shotgun in PvP is the tiny mag size, which again is only 2. Now I know we all spawn in with only 2 shots in a shotty anyway, but other options like Found Verdict or Matador, whatever, you can push that beyond 2 really easily by just picking up another brick. But yeah, the finality can often leave you feeling a tad naked after firing firing your shots, but what are you gonna do? As a filthy warlock, I immediately wanted to try out the shotty with the Osmio gloves, hoping that the further tracking on the cold snap grenades would also apply to the shotgun. Unfortunately, I don't think they seemed to. The range of the bolts generated by the shotgun with and without Osmio seemed to be identical. Kind of a bummer, but no biggie, as again, the shotgun is already troll city on its own. Moving on to the PvE front, I was actually kinda impressed. I wanted to quickly take it into Ye Old Lost Sector to play with Carl the Cabal, and this gun just straight up ruined him with no effort. Spamming the auto freeze into ignite combo is wild on big enemies. I didn't get an opportunity to test this in a big fire team of 6, but out of curiosity, I went to go fiddle with the GOA Ogre, and again, impressed. All by my lonesome, just holding down the trigger in a well, I was able to get over 1,000,000 damage output without breaking a sweat. I already think Nezarek was getting bullied by a lot of teams in the new raid, and that was on contest mode, by the way. Giggs and his team apparently took it out with a freaking Rat King. But now that contest mode is over, I can only imagine that a group of people up close with a well and a tractor cannon will probably nuke Nezzy if they are all rocking this shotgun. Same thing goes for Rulk, by the way, or any other boss you can get really close to. Big shout out to both Yoshi and Renegade, by the way, for letting me try this weapon out. I didn't want to hog it for too long, but when there are more people I know getting this weapon, I will try to get a group together and see what kind of fun shenanigans we can pull off in a fire team of 6. Quick final note on the finality. I wouldn't call it my new go-to method depending on the activity, but it should eat unstoppable champs for breakfast, as both Ignitions and Freeze into Shatter both are certified ways to stun an unstoppable champ. If you have any fun clips with the shotty, especially in PvP, please tag me on Twitter, I would love to see them. And if you have the gun, let me know your feelings on it so far down in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on stream.